In this tutorial, we will be discussing how the biosphere is organized. The biosphere is the zone of air, land, and water where organisms exist. A population is all the members of a species within an area. A community is a collection of interacting populations within the same environment, and an ecosystem is community plus the physical environment. Ecosystems are characterized by chemical cycling and energy flow. Chemicals are not used up when organisms die. Chemicals move from one population to another in the food chain. As a result of death and decomposition, chemicals are returned to living plants. Energy from the sun flows through the plants and other members of the food chain as one population feeds on another. Therefore, there must be a constant input of solar energy. Here's an example of a chemical cycle. The chemical cycling is in the gray, while the energy is in the yellow and the red. This process begins when plants use the solar energy and inorganic nutrients to produce food for themselves that go directly or indirectly for all other populations in an ecosystem. Directly if the animal is eating the plants, indirectly if the animal is eating another animal that ate the plants. As one population feeds on another, chemicals and energy are passed on via the food chain. However, in this process, heat is always lost. Once that substance dies, once that organisms die, it decomposes and goes back into the soil to be used up again by the plant. Hence, in order for this system to survive, the sun has to be there always providing the solar energy. The human population has had a profound effect on ecosystems. They have been negatively impacted by human populations. The destruction of forests or grasslands for our agriculture, housing, and industry. We've also destructed the coastal wetlands by waste and other pollutants. Humans depend upon healthy ecosystems for food, medicines, and raw materials. Here's an example of the effect of human activities. This is what a healthy coral reef should look like. However, if you see these pictures here, this is in 1975, 85, 95, and finally 2004. Notice the lack of fish and the lack of color of the coral because of the fact that the human population is killing off the coral. Biodiversity is the total number of relative abundance of species, the variety of their genes in the ecosystems in which they live. It's estimated to be as high as 15 million species. However, only less than 2 million have been named and identified. Extinction is the death of the last member of a species or the larger classification category. It's estimated that 400 species a day is lost due to human activities.